All right, this is Woody. I am getting ready to drive 898 miles to purchase my next vehicle, maybe. Been talking to the guy on the phone, videos, text message, bunch of pictures and everything. He was gonna sell it, wasn't gonna sell it, so he finally called me last week, like, come get it. So I'm taking the trailer and I'm gonna go take a look at it and see if it all works out and bring her home. So it's been just over a year since I sold the Monte Carlo. This is actually a forever car, so I'm willing to spend a little bit extra money on it to get what I want. As of right now, it's a driving car. Everything seems like it works. It does have some problems, but it's kind of part of the deal of working on them and everything. So anyway, it's Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. I just got off work. It's like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm getting ready to drive 13 3/4 hours to get there. Well, if I have to stop for fuel and everything. So yeah, 16, 17 hours by the time we get there. Scott's going to go with me, so we're going to switch off driving. I'm not planning on stopping anywhere unless we just get deathly tired and we have to take a nap. So we'll pull off on the side of the road somewhere and take a nap. But plan is driving there, getting there sometime Saturday afternoon, taking a look at it, take it for a drive, make sure everything's good. I'm going to drive it for a little bit if we bring it back, make sure everything's fine, load it up on the trailer, and then haul ass home. So hopefully I'll be home by Sunday, by the time the Chiefs play, Sunday afternoon. So anyway, wish me luck. I'll keep you posted. She needs some work. Justin and Cam are going to have their hands full. It's like a wiring nightmare. Speedometer doesn't work. Power glide transmission. She's oh well. Got to start somewhere, right?
There is a winter storm warning in Kansas City. Is in the middle of that range where for us the snowfall amounts may be between a trace to 2 inches. I'll show you that graphically, but I did want to pull the view out just a little bit to show you that on Sunday night our storm has moved over the lakes, the Great Lakes, and that is where the travel problems will be for Monday morning.
All right, so this is Woody with hindsight. I told you I was going to go do something, and I did. So Scott and I ran up to Duncan, South Carolina, made a round trip up there and back in 33 hours. We slept 2 hours in a Quick Trip parking lot Saturday morning. It was 1,770 miles there and back. Had an easy trip, no problems with the trailer, truck, nothing. Got up there, the car was pretty close to everything that I wanted. Few issues that, you're buying a 56-year-old car, so I didn't expect it to be perfect. We discussed a lot of things that had been done to it. A few things were a little bit of surprise, but when you're looking at pictures and videos, until you see it in person, you don't know exactly what you're getting. So anyway, went and got it, drove it. It's got big box springs in it, so it has the ride height of a four-wheel drive pickup. That will be one of the first things that gets addressed. It has a somewhat wiring issue, nightmare. The guy told me when he bought it, or you know, that if it's set for 24 to 36 hours, that the battery would go dead. I haven't put a battery charger on it yet. The door's open, you know, it starts up every damn time. Pump it twice, fire it up, it idles great. It drives fine. It's got a power glide and a 327 in it. So Scott followed me for a little bit. I drove it before we put it on the trailer. It was doing like 3,000 RPM at 60. So that's going to be something that has to get changed, which that's all in the cars. This is a forever car. This is one of the 5 that I would buy and keep and not get rid of. So first thing, I want to get it titled, make sure everything goes smooth with it. I don't see anything being a problem with it. I want to get it over to Wendell's house and get it up on the lift, make sure everything's kosher underneath. I couldn't really get all the way underneath it to see what I needed to. The brakes are pretty mushy on it. That was also in the cars. It's got disc conversion on it front, but they're pretty small. It's got drums on the back. I'll end up putting disc all the way around it, probably something pretty good size. It's got 20s on the back. I like the look, but they need to be bigger. Like it needs a bigger tire, it needs a fatter. There's 2 inches back space that I can put more tire on the inside before I get to the frame rail. So the first thing is to check it out, get the title taken care of, get over the windows, make sure I'm not missing anything before I start throwing some money at. Second thing is we could cut these coils and lower it in the front and get a different set of wheels and run it for a little bit, but if I'm going to keep it, I might as well start doing what I want to do to it, which the end game will be airbags. So I may just do it all and be done with it. As long as everything looks fine underneath and I don't run into more issues that I think I have, I'll probably just buy airbags and not even worry about cutting the springs. I'll throw some airbags on it and lower it that way. Like I said, it's got a 327 in it. I envision a big block for this car. It's a big car and it's got a big engine bay. I don't need to outrun anybody. It doesn't need to be super fast, but I need to fill up an engine bay and I want a big block. So I'm going to do a big block with probably a Holley Sniper 2. So far, everything I've had videos and read about it, everybody's talking pretty good things about it. It's kind of stupid proof, which that's what I need. Unlike Cam or Larry or any of those other guys, they go boogieing down the highway and something breaks. I can fix the paint unless it's something really obvious. Me fixing something on the side of the road, is going to be rough. So I don't want to have any problems. I don't want anything super fast, super radical. I want it to run good and be reliable because in-game on this car will be lowered, wheels, big block, some kind of overdrive transmission, and I want it to be able to run 80 mile an hour going down the road and not have a problem. It is a factory AC car. There is AC on it. I plan on using that to a point. All those other guys were sweating their butts off going to on the power tour. It's an old AC unit, but it's got to be better than 110 degrees sitting in traffic. So, but anyway, I'll walk you around it and everything. As you can tell, or maybe you noticed, there's no door handles on this car. That is my first main gripe about this car, is why you would leave all the emblems, everything on it. These cars have great lines. Why you would smooth the door handles off, I have no idea. The guy I bought it from, he got it when he was 18, and he was every direction. He didn't really know what he wanted to do. It did have a big block in it when they bought it. It's not a numbers matching SS, but it is a real SS. They went to fix the engine, rebuild the engine. The internals of it were all rusted up and there was just basically no using it. So they ended up putting a short block 327 in it. It does have double hump heads. Like I said, it runs, it starts and runs. If I were to throw an overdrive in it right now, I could be able to go down the highway and be just fine. But I'm not going to spend all the money on a small block. But anyway, so some of the wiring issues, if the car is started and running, the doors are closed with the windows up, you can't get into the door. The key fob does not work. It just, so, but it's not running right now. It's open, super easy. That's one of the things I got fixed. I'm putting door handles on it. Like I said, it is a factory SS car, and it has the seats that I want, factory bucket seats, console. I envisioned red interior, but he had spent a lot of money on the blue interior, so we're gonna stay blue. These seats in the pictures I could have swore were black. They are actually blue. They don't match anything else in the interior, but I might be able to find somebody that can do that. What you know, puppy dog? Hey. Headliner has all been done. There's a piece of trim in the back window that needs to be, I need one of them. There's a bezel that goes around the radio and the heater AC controls. I need to find one of those. I am definitely getting rid of that stereo and going with a factory looking one that's Bluetooth ready. But so there's the wiring bird's nest that we're getting rid of. So between Cam and Justin and whoever I can grab, that's going to get rectified. Console's in pretty decent shape. We will see what I end up doing on that, if I leave the interior completely alone or if I do something different. If I maybe paint the trim a different color and get rid of the chrome. I'm not a chrome guy. The chrome on this is not bad, but it's not great. So it has the trunk floor and the floor pans have been replaced. It's had the quarters replaced. You probably won't be able to see, but there is a seam in there. They actually seem like they have done a really good job putting all that together. One of the other things, why would you put all the emblems on and not fix these two and weld those up? You probably can't tell. It's not super straight, and the paint job is, you know, not great by any means, but I know somebody that can fix that. It also has, you cannot tell in here, there is some kind of pearl in this thing, and I hate it. It doesn't go with the car. It just doesn't go right. So that's going to get fixed eventually. I'm more worried about ride height, engine, transmission, all those kind of things. Getting it to where it'll run and stop and all that before I worry about the body. I want to be able to drive it. I want to take it to Louisville next year. It may not have the transmission and engine in it that I want, but it's definitely going to make it there lowered with a set of wheels on it that I like. This steering wheel's got to go. You know, there's zero wood grain anywhere on this car, thank God, except for that steering wheel. Got to go. Yeah. But yeah, it's got 18s on the front. They're just, they don't look right. Slide the hood release on it. And the hood will not stay up on its own. I'm pretty sure those hinges are aftermarket. They look kind of flimsy. But as you see, it is a factory AC. The way the lines are ran in there, I gotta do a little something in there, change that. Like I said, 327, got an Edelbrock on it, electric choke. That's gonna have to get replaced. I don't like the whole billet, you know, cap. The screws on it are rusted. I'm afraid to even attempt to open it up in case I break those off. Whatever that, where the wiring comes through and that plate on there, I don't like that at all. That's gonna have to get taken care of. But it does start and it drives, and it ran down the road. I drove it for about 10 or 15 miles, and it was good to go. It did fine. One of the good things about it, it does have Dakota digital gauges. So I haven't checked the price on them, but normally all that stuff is not exactly cheap. I had it running outside earlier. This door shuts great, the other side, not so much. Anyway, so that is the plan. Got my car, unless I see something that just really throws me off in the next couple weeks, I'll probably keep this one. Probably keep it, throw some money at it, and if it is my forever car, I will buy what I want to get it the way I want, and I really won't worry about how much I spend on it, thinking I got to worry about being able to get it out of it. I did look at one of these without the interior all done up. It had just a set of airbags on it, and that was it. The body looked like in pictures was good. The guy wouldn't budge off 23. So I him-hawed around with him for quite a while, and it was a lot closer. Just couldn't bring myself to go down there and look at it because he wasn't going to budge on the price. So I did pretty well on this one. Cedric Corbett is a guy that used to own it in South Carolina. He done me solid. He took care of me when I was talking to him, answered all my questions, so he was a solid guy. Cannot complain. I questioned him more than once if he was sure he wanted to get rid of it because him and his dad worked on it. It was a rotisserie job, frame off, so I hope he doesn't regret it later on. But anyway, that's his problem now, not mine, because I'm not going to sell it back to him for what I bought it for, because I'm getting ready to spend some cash on it. So anyway, airbags, 20s, probably front and rear, maybe 22s in the back. I've seen a couple of them had 22s that actually look pretty good. Depends on what kind of wheels I can find. Possibly painting the trim. We'll kind of see as I go. It won't be done for a while. Like I said, I'm not worried about the body or anything at this point in time. I am already talking to a couple different people about doors and door handles and everything, so that's going to be one of the first things that gets worked on after it's lowered. Lowered wheels, make sure it's going to be, dependable for a while, and then I will start figuring out big block wise. Wendell's got a 427 at his house. We kind of discussed something about it. Also depends on what's the inside of it. I've looked at crate motors, things like that. So we'll go from there, see what happens. So thanks for watching.